We are going to adjust the raw model pictures. This is one of the pictures I took from the Polo, and before we can use it in the vendor, there are a few things we should do to prepare it. I took this one because there is a lot that we have to change and that I can show you. To start with, we need to get rid of this gray background because we want to have the picture all by itself to be able to use on a background that we choose. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to crop the image to the size we need. I don't need all this gray space around it. So I use the selection tool, I draw a selection around my picture, and then I can hit Image, Crop to Selection. There, now this is all we have. Good. The next step is remove what we have gray here, remove the gray background. In order to do so, we have to add an alpha channel, and you can do that by choosing Layer, Transparency, Add Alpha Channel. There it is. And now we select the fuzzy tool and we click somewhere in the image. You see that it now is selected, the outlines are selected. You can see I clicked here anti-aliasing to get a smooth line, the most smooth line as possible. But you also see, or you might see, and I will zoom in on this picture a little, you can see that here there is a line that is selected as well, which means that when I click delete, this color will be removed as well. Well, what can we do about this? Go back to the fuzzy tool and you see that the threshold is 15. Well, let's reduce this threshold to, for instance, 10. And now click. And now we see it is only here a very, very, very little bit that is taken. So if I take it down to 8, for instance, and I click, it is only this. When I take it back to 6, it is gone. Now let me check if everything is nicely selected, and yes, it is. Everything is nicely selected. So if I have everything selected like this, I hit the delete button, and now I can see it is all transparent. This check pattern means that there is transparency. I do the same here, hit delete, and there is my transparent figure. I could use this transparent figure now in the vendor as we are going to make it, but there is something else that I want to show you. I want to clean it up a bit, make it a little bit more beautiful, because there is something, it is a distortion that all Linden avatars have, but it doesn't look very natural. Sometimes it is even really bad. You can even really see it very well. Let me show you, for instance, here the arms. This ugly bend here, an odd bulb. Here is a very raw edge. All those here, look at this. Well, nobody has a thumb like that. Another very well-known point in avatars is here, this odd point. A lot of male shapes have this odd point. You might want to change that a little. Well, Gimp has a feature, it's called eye warp, that we are going to use for this. I start out with selecting the select tool, and then I make a selection where I see a few of those odd things, like this bulb, like this odd line, and perhaps here this sharp line in his armpit. Now I go to filters, distort eye warp, and I get the eye warp image. The one we were going to use is move, the move tool. You can choose the radius in which you want to deform it and the amount. Well, just first try a bit. Try if you can get these lines a bit smooth by moving them around. It is a bit of practicing. There we go. And we say OK now. If I go to the history, you can easily see before and after, before and after. It looks a lot better. Now we do the same on the hand. Filter, repeat eye warp, and here we move that odd bolt and make the thumb here a bit more roundish. There we go. Okay, much better. We have the same here, so we're going to make a selection, filter, repeat eye warp, move, make this a bit smaller. Okay, good. So now this is done, and if we are satisfied with what we see, then we have one more thing left, and I did that on purpose just to show you how to do it. If I zoom in on the face, I can see that the hair that I had chosen is hanging underneath the sunglasses. Well, that is very unlikely, is it? So what I want is I want to remove these hairs that are coming from underneath the glasses, and for that I will use the clone stamp. Here is the clone stamp. I will use a very fuzzy brush, and this one is far too big, so with the hooks on my keyboard I make this smaller, but you can also here reduce the size to very small. I'll make it 20. I'm going to zoom in more and more. There we go. This is going to be, this part is the good color, you see. This part is where no hair is. So holding Control, I pick that color, and then I'm going to remove with that specific color, remove the hair that is growing on his face. You see that if I Control click, I have the base. If I click once, I get the base color, so I can click, 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 click. If I make a stroke like that, my source is following me. See that? Okay, now I'll take this one to get rid of this color. And there we go. And if I zoom out, you can see he's got a pretty ugly part of this face. Well, that we are going to restore. We take the lasso tool, and I'm going to lasso the part that I want to be smoothened out. There we go. And I choose filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and 5 by 5 can be fine. Maybe a little bit, maybe 3 by 3. No, make it 4 by 4 pixels. There we go. And we say OK. And if I am going to scroll out, you see that the hair is gone and the face is still pretty smooth. So these are the preparations that you make in your raw model picture, and you can save them now. You can save them as and call this finished. You save it as a PNG because that preserves the transparency. Say save. We don't have any background color, so we don't need any. We want the transparency saved, and so we say yes, save it. There we go. And we have saved this one, finished, and we can prepare the next one.